Sony demos PlayStation 5 fast load times, hints at cloud gaming future. So we spoke on a previous episode about how Sony and Microsoft, amidst all this tech warfare, are coming together. They're making friends. It's a beautiful thing. And it sounds like customers in this case may benefit. A merger, unnecessary, but interoperability, again, enhancing the idea of choice. And so with this PlayStation 5 load time demonstration, a Spider-Man level was able to load in less than a second. That's got to be exciting for you, right? Well, you got to load up Spider-Man.
Is it really intensive? I guess so, right?
Yeah, Spider-Man's an open world game. It's
open world, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. And so anyway, they compared some performance as well, PS4 Pro to the next-gen PlayStation. I guess they're not calling it PlayStation 5 officially at this point. But these faster load times, of course, open up all kinds of potential for cloud-based gaming, and this relationship with Microsoft and Microsoft's backend, Microsoft's cloud experience and product should allow for, there you have it right there, 0.83 seconds. It should allow for an enhancement in this department and potentially a really positive development in the gaming space with instant gaming, which is what we saw with Google Stadia. And now it looks like we might see something similar, or at least something competitive, coming out of the traditional gaming companies, Sony and Microsoft. So that's pretty good news. And they laid out a lot more information during this address here regarding the PlayStation 5. We will leverage backwards compatibility to transition our community to next-gen faster and more seamlessly than ever before. The company presentation said at the event, Sony intends to use PS4 games to encourage early adopters. So some backwards compatibility, which tends to be such a significant point of contention for individuals with next-generation consoles. It's going to have an 8-core CPU based on AMD's 3rd-gen Ryzen line and include a GPU that supports ray tracing graphics. Sony has not yet demonstrated ray tracing on the PS5, though. So it's going to be next-gen. It's going to be more powerful. As is usual, these things rarely compete with the top-tier cutting-edge gaming PCs, but improvements here are interesting and significant because of the footprint, the impact, the fact that these things end up in so many homes and change the way that so many people game in a casual fashion. So interesting times, new consoles. It was at a certain point seeming like the console was losing some steam. Did you see what I did to Steam? See, I didn't do that on purpose. I promise. Maybe I did. I don't know. It seemed like it was losing some steam, but maybe it's back. Maybe the console is back in action. There's one thing I will say for the console: casual gaming, social gaming, couch gaming, that's still where it's at. And to be honest with you, in my life, there's still certain opportunities that arise for that. I mentioned in a previous episode that I played the Zelda, the recent Zelda on the Switch. And that takes it a step further where, I mean, you could take the whole unit with you wherever it is that you go. And so, or play it on the couch, on the TV. Yeah. And it's kind of an interesting idea, this idea that Google is also seems to be a part of like, that gaming doesn't have to be so rooted in one spot, like that you don't necessarily have to be at a desk with a bunch of peripherals. And that, again, depending on how much Sony and Microsoft embrace the cloud, it might be possible to take some of these titles with you on demand on your mobile devices as well. So things could get really interesting. Of course, when you're offloading that processing in the fashion that Google showcased with Stadia, it opens up all kinds of doors for how you interact with gaming. And just the way our lifestyles are now with mobile devices and being away from maybe your dedicated gaming setup, I could see this being interesting.